All right, so Ms. Dixon, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 1 year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 9 days in jail with credit for the 3 days that you've done. Is this how you understand the plea bargain agreement, ma'am? Oof. You are on probation right now for an engaging in organized criminal activity. You need to understand that by pleading guilty to this, it's very possible they revoke that probation and it would result in, further confinement. Do you understand?
I spoke with the CLO, and because the disposition date on it deferred was prior, or it was after this offense.
So this offense was picked up prior to her
Correct.
getting onto probation?
Correct.
Okay. You need to understand one more thing is that if you pick up an offense while you're on probation, it's just not going to go well for you, especially on another theft case, because I mean, right here, it's too much, right? The people upstairs, they said, well, she's just not getting it. I mean, let's just give her more time, 10 years here, 12 years here. All these thefts, they're all enhanceable. So when you pick up 3 thefts, that's a felony offense. And then if you've been to prison, boom, it gets a 15 to life case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never come back and change this. You understand? Well, is this one of those Bed Bath and Beyond things? Where is it from?
Bath and Body Works, I believe.
Let me give you one more thing. My wife has this app, right? And it tells you how good things are and it tells you how bad things are. We were looking, because I love those soaps as well. Do you know how freaking harmful they are for you though? I was going through this app and it tells you, it gives you a scale from 0 to 100 to how good they are, how bad they are. They're awful. So you're getting something that's even worse for you as it is. Don't. Good luck. Thanks. I forgot to ask you how you plead. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Thank you. That's it. Have fun.
Judge.
I'm just approaching on Ignacio Barrera. We're here for a PTI admonishment. He's in DWI PTI right now, and he's being honest and admitting that hasn't been able to stop drinking.
Barrera, come up.
In his SOP, so they're recommending putting him into a more intensive IOP program.
I'm
And he did say that he's been sober for a month now.
putting a scram on his ankle though. Not a good morning. No, this is no tolerance. I don't understand what you're not getting, If we have facilities for you, if you're unable to stop, we're giving you the opportunity by yourself. If you're not able to do it, then we have treatment facilities for you. That's it. Test positive one more time. I will revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. It's just not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm now amending your bond conditions to have you put a scram on your ankle. This thing is extremely finicky and it detects anything that you put on your body. So if you try to come here and say it's mouthwash, it was a tequila lollipop, it was hair dye, I don't care. Excuses go in 1 year, they go out the other. Do you understand? Have you spoken with them to see if they still want to even keep him on?
Yes, so the recommendation is to modify him and put him into IOP. He's in SOP currently, but they want him to go into IOP followed, I guess, by SOP to get it done.
Something more has to happen. He had 2 bond violations while he was even on bond, and now we have this.
He has been participating in the treatment, and this has been coming up at treatment, and he's being honest about it. Outside of him being honest, this wouldn't even have come up. So I do know that he understands that, and he's trying to get better, and he does report back that he's been sober for a month and 4 days now. So I think he is doing better, and he's on the right track, and I think the IOP will help him.
When does it start?
He's currently enrolled in SOP from what I can tell, so I would assume after he completes that, he'll start.
I think that we need to just kill the SOP and start with IOP now. No, I mean, SOP is obviously not working, right? When did he start SOP?
Let me double check.
Do we do that through you though, then, Tori, the scram?
We can switch it over, but you'll have to cover those.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's, the consequence of behavior, right? You will be responsible for paying for the scram device. I can't pay for it because you're no longer on bond. You're gonna have to foot the bill. If you don't pay for it, it's gonna go into lockout. And if it goes into lockout, I'm gonna revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'd like it on today, though.
Okay.
Okay, so, I need to reach out to Ashley to see where we're gonna go, because I think something deeper needs to happen, because it's not enough. The drinking is still occurring. It occurred while we're on bond, and there has to be some kind of consequence. So I don't know, Eric, I'll email you and I'm gonna email Ashley and we'll see but take a seat for me. Okay, I'm not ready to reset it just yet. So let me reach out to her. And
You want to reach out to her right now?
I'm gonna reach out to
Okay.
her right now. Okay, hi.
Better.
I appreciate the honesty. I really do. I think that we probably would have caught on at some point, because you can't just, you can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself, right? The idea of this program is for you to better yourself, to learn, so you don't come back, or so you don't make a decision where you create such a chaos where you kill someone, you maim someone. That's what we're trying to prevent with these programs, to give you the tools, to give you the knowledge so that you don't go out there and make a boneheaded move where you kill someone. If you kill yourself, okay, great. Don't leave a wake of destruction. That's all we're asking. It's absolute no tolerance from from now on. And I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care what the blow is. I don't care how small. I don't care how minute what it is. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess that's it. We'll
I'll respond to the DWI PTI unit with what we just discussed. And then they'll let you know what you need to do going forward.
Okay, yeah, as far as the removal order, they'll contact him for the interlock and then switch him to the scram.
That could have to come from the CLO. I
Okay.
believe that's where it would come from.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to ask.
I'm here on Jose Triconis. He is in the jury box. He took a drug test this morning and he came out negative. But apparently his bond violation was that he was supposed to show up for one. He was out of town because
Up, sir.
he works out of town quite a bit. We're trying to get him into the PTI program.
Is it with a T or with a D?
I'm sorry?
D. T.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Traconis.
Morning.
You're supposed to let your lawyers know.
I did, yeah, I did all that, emails and everything. Yes, sir.
So when they call you to take a test, if you don't,
Yeah.
we issue warrants. So that's why you let your lawyers know, hey, I'm going out of town. So they let
Yeah.
us know.
They do that.
So if it happens again, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. So don't miss if they call you to test again.
Okay.
Do you understand? If you're going out of town, let them know. They can let us know, and then we will work out some kind of solution.
Oh,
But
I did do that before. That's why
I don't know. All I know is that you didn't show up for the test, and that's not good. Not a good thing. So
Okay.
just don't let it happen again. All right?
Okay,
Okay, guys.
okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
This is Mr. Strong.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Judge, I believe the state is moving from a sort of a family member to a plain assault.
This is a big deal. A really, really big deal. With an assault of a family member, there is an affirmative finding of family violence. And what that means, if you ever pick up another one, you're looking at a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison, because they can use one plus another one to make them into a felony offense. Do you understand? So you need to be very careful. I would say 95% of the people that are in jail now are there because they have no self-control. They get upset, they wig out, and they do whatever they want to do without thinking of, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? And that's what you need to do.
I was teaching that yesterday.
It's not hard. That's what we're going to do now, to try to give you the tools so that you think in the future of consequence. If I do this, what's going to happen? Do you understand? What you're doing now is you're entering into what's called a deferred adjudication. That is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. It's the next best thing to a dismissal, but it's not dismissed. You can't, if you complete it, you can't tell people it was dismissed. You just do the probation, you complete it successfully, and you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand? For you to complete it successfully, you must do what's called a J.A.s. That's an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. If they assess conditions, you must fulfill those. No drugs, no alcohol, mental health caseload, and to get your GED. That is probably one of the most important things out of this. Sure.
I am still doing online school at the moment. I graduate this June.
Great. You're going now faithfully? Okay. It's really, really important. You can't go through life without a minimum, a high school diploma, because you will earn, I promise you, you will get menial, meaning you won't get a good job at a minimum with a high school diploma. There is a correlation, a curve. The more schooling you have, the more money you make. That's life. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. That's why the more education you have, the harder something is, the more money you make. You understand? Are you dad? Come on up.
This is smart.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. The most important thing, I think, is that we learn self-control, number one. Number two, that he graduates from high school.
Yes, sir.
And I will make you a deal. The minute you get your high school diploma, we'll take you off.
Yes, sir.
There's no need for you to be on this thing for an entire year. All you need to do, learn so that you don't come back and get your high school diploma. And once you do that, we'll terminate you. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. We'll waive all your fees. I can't pay for outside vendor stuff. As far as stuff here, we'll take it off so you don't have to owe anything.
Sir, do I have to call Mr. Dixon when I get it to let him know?
Well, no, because we'll have you report directly with probation. You got to understand, though, that you give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You're giving up, you're saying you don't want a trial, you don't want to talk to witnesses, confront and cross-examine the people who are accusing you. You can't appeal this thing. Once you accept this agreement, you're entering into a contract with us. This is an agreement. You either complete it successfully, or if you don't, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest, and you're looking at a whole year in jail. You understand? Meaning, if you don't do your stuff on time, if you pick up a new case, if you consume illegal drugs like marijuana, if you consume alcohol, these things will land you back in jail.
Sorry.
I'm going to bring you out. We're going to have a hearing. If they prove it to me that you violated this agreement, you're looking at a whole year in jail. You understand?
The smartest thing for me.
Who's the complaining witness in this case?
His father, Judge. Right here.
So I don't want you to have threatening, harassing contact with dad. We all get upset with our dad, but he's here for you. If he didn't care about you, he wouldn't be here. Do you know how many kids I see here that have no parents here at all? Be happy that you have a father, because you only get one. And sometimes they're going to disagree with you. They're going to. It's just a matter of time. But if you get upset, find another release, find another outlet, go beat up a tree. I have a friend who's got a calcified knuckle. It looks like a humongous nipple because it's so big. Because when he gets upset, he goes outside and punches trees. That's what he does. His knuckle is literally this. Find a release. not on a person. Do you understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give you a year. But once you graduate high school, I'll cut you loose.
Yes, sir.
No dope, no alcohol. All right. Good luck, my friend. All right. If you need anything, if he starts acting up, come back, let us know. We'll take care of business. Be nice. It's not hard. Okay, guys. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Yes.
Yeah.
Señor García,
Mm.
¿no tienes abogado?
Mr. Echemendia Garcia, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine because of the high blow. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Contra usted,
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
usted me dio la corte.
I'm sorry, Judge, can I have a cause number?
It is 252-4989.
498 what? 9?
252-4989.
On August 18th, February 24th,
El 24 de
an
febrero.
officer was dispatched,
Bueno,
on August 18th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a crash and observed the defendant's vehicle with the front right bumper damage stopped at an intersection where the defendant had struck the witness's vehicle. The witness advised the defendant rear-ended him. He saw the defendant in the driver's seat and driving. He observed the odor of alcohol upon the defendant's breath, stumbling when he got out of his vehicle. The witness informed the officers he took the defendant's keys away because he attempted to leave the scene. Officers observed the defendant to have glassy, sleepy eyes, and the defendant admitted to having a can of natural light at 1:30. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues observed on the HGN. 4 out of 8 clues observed on the one-leg stand. And 3 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk and turn. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to a breath test. The results were 0.190 and 0.194.
Can you look to see if he has any prior DUIs? Number one.
No criminal history. Judge.
Can you look to see if he has a Texas driver license?
He does not.
Mr. Lazaro Echemendia Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I am now placing bond conditions on you. If you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond and I will put you in jail. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you are not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until the case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs.
Drogas ilícitas.
I will randomly test you. They may call on you to go take a test. If you fail to go take the test, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, then you are not allowed to drive. I will have you sign with me today an affidavit, which is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive.
No vas a manejar.
This I take above all else as serious as it comes. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you need groceries. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you're not allowed to drive.
Puede manejar.
Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Mr. Garcia, do you have a lawyer?
García, ¿tiene abogado?
No.
No.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
La capacidad para poder ocupar un abogado?
No.
No.
I will have you fill out an application and I will take a look to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer.
Bueno, guarda tu oficio.
Do not leave
No se
until you
vaya.
sign all of our bond conditions.
Todas las condiciones de fianza.
I'm going to tell you now,
Voy a decir ahorita,
this is the only warning you will get from me.
te voy a dar.
Do not endanger my community. Do you understand?
¿Lo entienden?
Sí, señor.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Come on.
There's no bond set.
Oh, no, there is, it was,
Yeah, there is.
It was
25.
Oh, is it been reinstated?
I don't know.
because it was a bond revoke, Judge, it was a arrest at the scene of the crime and then he didn't show up and then we bond revoked it on August 26th.
How is it that ICE just, was he actually in ICE custody? I don't understand this whole thing, how, because when someone gets into ICE custody, they don't just up and get released.
It looks like it was. It was like mine said, he said.
So it's being reinstated?
It needs to be.
I can just.
Thank you.
Come back up. I need to explain one more thing to you.
Se trata de una otra cosa.
I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what happened with immigration. I will reinstate your bond now because I do it for every single person one time.
Siempre.
Ever fail to
Pero
show up
si usted
again,
vaya a
I'm giving you the
presentarse de
benefit of the
vuelta,
doubt
te
now.
voy a dar
I'm
el beneficio de
reinstating
la
your
duda.
bond.
Te voy a
Otherwise, you would be going to
poner para
jail.
atrás.
But if you fail to appear for any more future hearings, then I will revoke your bond. Do you understand?
No, lo voy a quitar. ¿Usted me entiende?
Sí.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Después, ¿tiene alguna pregunta?
Mr. Gomez, you are charged with, you are charged with driving while intoxicated.
Están acusados de manejar cuando estabas intoxicado.
You're facing up to a year in jail
Mirando que posiblemente esto un año en la cárcel.
because of the high blow.
Que soplaste alto.
I am now putting bond conditions on you.
Estoy poniendo con condiciones de fianza.
If you violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail.
Si no cumples con estas condiciones, te voy a poner en la cárcel.
I don't know what your immigration status is,
No sé cuál es tu estado inmigratorio.
but if you're not in this country with permission
En este país, con permiso,
and you go to jail
y vas a la cárcel.
and immigration finds you
Inmigración te encuentra,
because they sweep it every single day,
lo están yendo ahí todos los días,
they will put an immigration detainer on you
a poner una orden de detención de inmigración.
and you will sit there until immigration, until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration.
Estar en la cárcel hasta que tú termines este caso y después te van a mandar al centro de migración.
Do you understand?
¿Entiendes eso, verdad?
Sí, señor. Pues.
Your first condition is that you're not to use alcohol or illegal drugs.
Puedes tomar alcohol o drogas ilegales.
You will be randomly tested.
Te van a estar checando bien seguido a cualquier momento.
If they call you to go test
Llaman para que te vayan a examinar
and you fail to appear,
y no te presentas.
a warrant for your arrest will be issued.
Yo voy a ordenar que te arresten. Porque
You are also not to drive.
no debes de manejar.
If you do not have a Texas driver license
Si no tienes licencia de manejar
and liability insurance,
y aseguranza,
you are not to drive.
no debes de manejar.
I don't care what your excuse is.
No importa a mí cuál es tu pretexto.
Do you understand?
¿Se entiende?
Sí, sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
You will be signing a promise with me.
Entonces, firmar una promesa conmigo,
This is an affidavit
un testamento
that you're not to drive.
de que no vas a manejar.
This is the only warning you will get from me.
Es la única advertencia que voy a hablar contigo de esto.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende usted?
Sí, señor, pues.
Yes, sir.
Can you see if he has any prior DWIs?
No, he has no criminal history.
Okay. Now, you have a lawyer.
Tienes un abogado.
It is your responsibility to stay in touch with him.
Comunícate con tu abogado.
If you fail to stay in touch with him
Comunicas con tu abogado
and he tells me that he can't get a hold of you,
y él me dice que no te puede conseguir.
I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yo voy a hacerle una orden para tu arresto, para traerte.
All I want are my streets to be safe.
Yo todo lo que quiero es ponerte en este caso pendiente, que no tenga ningún problema y que las calles aquí de Houston no tienen que preocupar de ti. ¿Entiendes eso?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck.
Buena suerte.
Gracias.
Aquí.
Gilbert, first he has to promise here and then he's going to sign conditions over there.